Alright. So entry models, continuing. In the last video we did a little quick trading plan, and basically just so you know the framework we're looking for to execute. Now for the entry, there's a bunch of possible entries you can take. There's entries where you can take it aggressively with no confirmation and price is weakening. There's trades you can take on the 5 minute or 50 minute with confirmation. You can enter on the 5 seconds, which is gonna be later down. But let's go over the basic entry that every smart money trader does. Price is coming into your POI, you wait for a change of character, you wait for price to come down, you wait for price to realign bullish, in this case because we want to take a buy here, and then you take the buy. So what this looks like is, let's say you have a 4 hour, 1 hour area you want to take trades from, you know price is heading there. You see a reaction on the 5 minute, and then you have a change of character after liquidity has been taken, and then you wait for 1 minute confirmation to basically come down. Now when this happens, so what you see here, this is 5 minute, what you should see there is 1 minute. So after the 5 minute does the impulse change of character, 1 minute can turn bearish. So here inside this area you can have something like this. So price is going down on the 1 minute. So what you need to wait is for another order flow to align bullish. 1 minute you need to align bullish, have the retest, and then continue higher and then enter there. So you also need to have 1 minute in your direction to take the trade, because if price doesn't do this, then it can easily just keep heading down, right? So you need to wait for that change of character, and then you have 2 entry areas, the extreme and the flip zone right there. Now if you are trading with a trend, you can basically just execute on the retest on the 5 minute and cover the low and be done with it. But if you execute this way, you're gonna have a way tighter stop loss. So that's why I'm saying trading is very relative. I'm gonna show you all the possible ways, and then I'm gonna show you how I execute the trades now. So that's the entry model that I like the most. So let's go over some trades that I took. Trade here, right? So my bias was a bias, you know, I already explained this. So I want to look on the 5 minute because we are in the beginning of London session, first hour of London session. I'm not going to wait for 5 minute confirmation because price will most likely leave without me. So in this case, because it's London, I can look more aggressively on the 1 minute. So what do I want to see on the 1 minute? I want to see liquidity taken, and I want to see signs that price is ready to reverse. So, and also liquidity. Where is liquidity? London opens. Where is liquidity? It's right below Frankfurt low. Frankfurt low is the point of liquidity. What's the next liquidity? This equal lows, this trend line, and Asia midline, right? So first I'm watching Frankfurt low being taken. Got taken. Now I'm waiting for some signs that price wants to move higher. Do you see any signs here? No, because this is the high that created a low. Price came back there, didn't break above, and then it rejected, and what price did, it came lower. So now next liquidity being taken, what do I wait for? Signs that price wants to go my way. So how does that look? 1 minute change of character. So let's see what we have. Price is ranging, no real sign, and here we have a big move to the upside. So yeah, this is the high that created the low, right? This right here. That's the high that created the low, and I'm gonna show you there's multiple entries you can take in a certain trading setup. The ones I like to take are more aggressive when I'm sure of my bias. So if you are in the mentorship group, again, I'm gonna share this. 1 minute pushes higher, and then I know that price is ready to move bullish. Why? Because you see how slowly bearish order flow is dying. So for that reason, I want to take it like this, cover the low, and then 1 to 2, very easy. But let's say you miss that and you wait for additional confirmation. You wait for this high to be taken, or this change of character. This happens, and then where are you waiting for a pullback? First area, the flip zone. Second area, basically the extreme. Price never comes back, but what does it do? It creates a new break of structure. So now create a new break of structure here. Price is returning to the area that made the break of structure. So here, so that's where I want to execute the trade. And because we have multiple areas that we need to cover, I usually try to cover the area below. So let's do 5 pips and then let the trade run. It hits take profit. But you see how good price respects. On the 1 minute, it's very easy to trade once you see the clear direction and higher time frame target. You have 1 minute break of structure. Where are you looking to take the next trade? The flip zone, somewhere around the area where price broke, or the extreme. Extreme is this candle here. What's the flip zone? I will take this imbalance. Price creates liquidity, comes into imbalance, gives another move. What does it do? It creates a new break of structure. So new break of structure created. You're waiting for price to pull back again. Another entry, right? And you keep going like that until volume starts to die. And you see how perfect this trade was also. Aim for 1 to 2, immediately done. So that's one way to enter, right? My favorite way to enter London is just to watch price action on 1 minute and really watch for that reversal. Here also, this right here. So price, and especially one important tip, when Frankfurt opens and it just dies in one direction, then London Open is usually gonna take the low and then reverse. So here, what does it do? It comes aggressive to the downside. I'm waiting for London Open. 1 minute. I prefer to watch 5 minutes only in New York session. 1 minute I like to watch in London session because London moves very fast. So you can wick the low and then immediately jump 10-15 pips. So you don't have time to wait for 5 minutes. So let's see what happens here. Price opens. You see how it fakes out liquidity. So Frankfurt open. Alright, London opens, creates a new high, and what do the smart money traders try to do? They try to take buys here. But where is liquidity? Liquidity is Frankfurt low. So London, if it takes Frankfurt low or high, then it has a bigger chance of reversal. Takes out the low, and then very aggressively, very nicely, and here I can start looking for buys. So you're not always gonna get a confirmation, you're not always gonna get a change of character, a retest, a breakthrough. So I'm not gonna show you that. I'm not gonna teach you that. I wanna teach you guys to understand how the market works, how you can spot the candles and spot the exact moment the price is ready to turn, and then start taking trades from. So I see Frankfurt low being taken. We're coming into this old New York low, which if you know, when old New York low and high gets taken out, it's a very big point of liquidity. So you see an immediate reversal. So when you see immediate reversal, what do you have here? You have a 1 minute change of character. You have price giving a nice reaction. It takes the low, it takes the high. Very, very basic. And then you just execute a trade there. You can have it retests, always gives a retest, and you can basically just do a 10 pip stop loss at first until you start getting some wins. You don't need to do a 3 pip stop loss at first. We're gonna do only 10 pip stop losses. And then you let price run. And you can either take profit at Frankfurt high, so that would mean 1 to 1.5, but I mean this 10 pip stop loss is not really necessary to have had it, let's say 7 pips. So, and just take profit at Frankfurt high because that's the next point of liquidity, and you're basically done for the entire day. If you have 3 days like this, you make 6R. If you do 0.5%, that's 3%. And that's it. Trading is not that hard, guys. And that's London session done. So it's not hard to take entries, especially in London session. You just need to very patiently wait and see price turn. So what happens here? Let's see. Price gave a nice bullish reaction, and then Asia high has been taken, right? You watch the 1 minute time frame. Do we look for buys here? Let's see. Frankfurt opens, London opens. What does it do? It takes out Frankfurt low. So it takes liquidity. Now I want to look for reversals. But because I've had this wick to the upside that happened in London open, that means for me that probably that was the high that London tried to set, because then it broke structure to the downside. So when you have a big liquidity wick, it just gives me bad vibes. So I don't want to trade from there. So what happens? Price comes back up. It doesn't break above this point, you see. And then what does it do? It takes out the low very aggressively. So now we have the confirmed bias. Price is heading low, right? Because if liquidity was taken from Frankfurt low and then we had a push up, we didn't have this week, let's say we just pushed like this, I would have looked for buys. But what happened instead? Price gave an impulse move. So if you're in the beginning of London, 30-45 minutes, and you see an impulse move and then a quick retest, you just take the trade in that direction because it's probably heading there. So you see a quick retest with this huge wick, you could have just entered, cover the highs, and then target Asia low as the next point of liquidity. See how perfect that was. And then price gives another pullback and continues down. So you see here, gives a nice reaction after Asia low. It induces you that price wants to go high because it took Asia low. Gives a nice 1 minute change of character. Do we take buys here? No. Why? Because London already had a move. So London and New York, they only have one move each. So if you see London pushing lower the first 30 minutes, 1 hour, there's no reason to look for reversals because that was the move. So you're not going to trade against it. You need to trade with it. So if I see this and then another break of structure on the downside, what am I looking at? The retest. The candle that broke the low. So price comes there. You just take another short, cover the highs, target the 1 to 2. Hit immediately. It's that easy. And then you're done for the fucking day. It's not hard, guys. Trading is not hard. And then you move on towards the next session, which is New York. So in the next video, we're going to go over some entries in New York session. But let's see this one. I think we already broke it down. No, this one also. Let's look at this quickly. So London open. You watch London open. What happens? Frankfurt took Asia low. What happened the last day? We had the daily and 4-hour change of character. This is an interesting one. We had a daily and 4-hour change of character. We're looking for buys because price pulled back very aggressively. We're reacting from this low. We have this low that created the high, right? So I have Asia low taken. Frankfurt open takes the low with the wick. And then let's watch the 1 minute. Let's see. London gives a nice impulse. You see how it attracts buyers. Same setup. You see? Gives a nice break of structure, change of character, retest, and then what happens? Price drops below Frankfurt low. Why? Because it's a liquidity point. Frankfurt low is a liquidity point for London. So we're not going to take a trade here. We're going to wait for Frankfurt low to be taken. Got taken out, right? We just wait for the move to finish, and then we wait for a reaction. So the change of character here on the 1 minute will be here. Do I want to wait for that? No, I want to be more aggressive because it's London open. So what happens? And this is the first 15 minutes of London open. See exactly what I told you. If in the first 15 minutes price comes, take liquidity, it's a big chance for price to reverse. Comes, gives a nice bullish reaction, and then slowly goes down. You see how slowly it goes down compared to how quickly it went up and how quickly it went down. So if this was gonna start moving lower with volume, then price would have moved way faster. But instead, what did it do? And then slowly coming down. So once it's coming down, here I can wait for a 1 minute confirmation or the flow switch. So we take the low here and then we take the high. We watch for the area to take trades from. So either the extreme and then imbalance. You have an imbalance here. So I'd rather just take the imbalance. Imbalance is a very good entry point. And just as soon as it comes there, execute, cover the lows, 5 pips, and then target. You can either target a 1 to 2, be done for on the session, or target the next liquidity point. So Frankfurt high. Let's see if it gets taken out. See how price really played around here. So that's why I like, you see the rules that I told you. If you have a big move, you see quickly move up, just take profit. Especially if it's a 1 to 2. Just take 80% off. Go break even. Yes, price came down again into the extreme and then gave another reaction, and then price just played around. So this is the area where a lot of traders, they lose money because they miss the initial move and they keep taking trades here. You see, they keep seeing confirmation. Oh, I'm buying. Oh, no break even. I'm buying again. Oh, no stop loss. I'm buying again. Break even. And they end up taking 5, 6 trades, 5 break evens, 1 loss. And then what does price do? Let's see. It breaks lower. Why? Because the only time we look for is first hour of London. You see, after that, the bullshit begins. Do you really want to trade this? I'm not too sure. And then New York comes in and gives a huge move up. Same thing. But we're going to get into that in the next video.